Yeah, and I'll just say to Kitty that before we do stories on people, I do this really weird thing that people don't really do in media, which is research. I actually find out whether or not the person is actually a liar first.
That's actually the truth.
Because I'll tell you, some people, they've said, oh, I want to do it in this person here. You want to do it in this person here. And I'm like, that's not fucking true what you're saying to us, so we're not doing a story. Unless it's absolutely dead straight true what you're saying, we're not going to do a story on it.
And you've got proof to back it up.
You've got to have evidence. And I'm telling you, but here's the thing on that. If somebody has actually lied, there'll be evidence. This is why we say record everything as well, because then there'll definitely be evidence. But look, even without that, there will be contradictions, cross contradictions. There'll be some conflict with something somewhere, right?
Well, like for example, if you had, say, a piece of something stolen, and you take a photo of, where that was taken from, that is...
There's evidence and there's evidence as well. Like if somebody's, like for best evidence is when somebody says, oh, I never kissed that person, and then there's video evidence of them kissing the person. That's evidence. If you say, oh, I was never standing on the corner of that street and there's like a surveillance camera video of you standing on that street and that street, that's what we mean by evidence. It's something that just completely disagrees with what the claim is that the person made.
So, do you want to tell us a bit about Record Everything and where it came from and how you came up with it and how you implement it?
Well, I've been a musical artist for a long, long time. And so recording things has always been comfortable to me. Like seeing the red light on a recording device doesn't really bother me because since I was really young, like 6 years old, I would record shit all the time. So it was nothing to me to do it. Some people don't really like the sound of their voice on tape and all that kind of crap. Get over that. But, I'm used to being on show, I guess. And then what was interesting is as people started to lie about us, like bad sort of lies, sort of mid 2010 sort of time, I started to hear myself sort of think back more and more. I was like, shit, if I had a recording of that, I could so easily prove that that person is lying right now. And that's kind of the genesis of it. It's like, well, damn it, why don't we actually record? So, initially, like, say if it's 1973, it's kind of expensive to video record shit all the time. Like, that just is not practical. But as times rolled on from sort of 2010, 2012, 2015, it started to become more viable to be able to at least audio record all the time, for sure. And you've got a device that's mobile, so that's easy to get around. What I want to transition to is the type of device storage where you can actually like record everything in terms of like video record everything all the time, 24/7, so that you've got proof that, of whatever occurs in your space at any time, that you can recall to somebody with perfect memories if they were there. That's what a video does.
It's to protect you.
Protects you.
And it's also
the only people who are bothered by record everything is criminals. They're the only ones who are worried about this. So if you're like, oh shit, I don't want people to do that, you need to check yourself. If you're worried about people recording things that you do, then you need to change your behavior. If you're like, that sounds great, then that means you're probably a really good person.
Well, I've told people before that I walk around on a recording device
So pick
on
your
my
friendship
person to protect myself.
Sure.
Against lie crimes. But then it's also, and they haven't had a problem with it.
Right.
And the only people that have had a problem with it are people who lie or, intend to lie. And you don't ever want to actually believe that somebody who is your friend or your family member or somebody that you
purports to be
that you can trust or you think you can trust would ever do that. And that's why I was always deterred from doing it. But after it's actually saved us from other people trying to jump on the bandwagon from falsely accusing people, it's like, hey, we need to do something about this to protect ourselves. So it's to protect you, but it's also, can I explain how it stops the crime from recurring? Because if somebody knows
that's gold.
That you are recording them, it's also not illegal to record a conversation you are a party to.
Correct.
So if you have a recording device on your person, then you're not, obviously you can't, leave it in a room that you're not in. But if you have it like on you all the time, you are not breaking any laws.
Legally, because a lot of people think, oh, you can't record me. That legally has the difference. Exactly. If you're a party to a conversation, you've got every right to have a memory aid to what occurred in that conversation. But secondarily, You've got every right to have a memory aid to what happened in that conversation. The difference is you can't surveil somebody, but you don't need to. If somebody,
It's to protect you.
if somebody's having a conversation about you somewhere else, you don't need to know that. You're talking about somebody that's claiming that you did or said or whatever something that didn't happen. You are actually recording yourself, what you say, what you're hearing, what you're experiencing. That's what you're recording everything of. You can give two shits what somebody else
And
does
even
a
if
million
you
miles
just-
away from you.
Yeah, even if you just have the audio recording device on your phone all the time, just in your pocket. Say if you get really drunk one night and you don't remember, you've at least got like the audio as a reference. So then you know what's happened
That's
to you.
smart.
So if it doesn't stop the crime from recurring, then you have a recording of it. But
Hopefully it does.
ultimately, more often than not, it will stop the crime from recurring in the first place.
And if you want to make it
so many times, I've been in a position where people that I never thought in a million years would lie, have it. It's like, oh damn! If only I had a recording of that. So this. If
But now it's like, damn, we've got a recording of that because we've got recordings of
If you
lies.
just get into the habit of it and thinking of it as a way to protect yourself and to keep yourself safe, it's not only from if people lie about you, you've got the record of it. That's what the purpose that we use it for. But it's also if something happens and you don't remember.
Yeah.
Or, if you get
That's a
into an
good point.
argument and, someone said, oh, no, I never said that later on. It's like,
You get away with proving it.
I actually saw a Liam Neeson movie recently where had he been recording everything, the whole movie wouldn't have been a movie because basically...
What was that movie?
Yeah, so I can't remember the name of it, but
Wow.
he saw... so he was like a criminal, he had like gotten like millions of dollars through, illegal things. And then he basically met this woman and decided, okay, well, I want to, be with her and not, be running on my life. So I'm going to turn myself in and give all the money back that I ever stole to, in exchange for, my freedom. But then when the two FBI agents get there, they decide, oh, we're not going to report that this guy turned himself in and we're just going to take the money for ourselves. And it's like, well, if you had a recording of that.
Right?
And that's like in a recent movie. Like the whole movie was based around these two FBI agents who framed Liam Neeson.
Right. So, I mean, to tie that all together, I guess what you're getting at is that this doesn't just get rid of lie crimes, this gets rid of actual
Crimes from occurring in the first place.
Yeah, so we're not just getting rid of lie crimes, we're getting rid of actual crimes. Like, it makes it so, especially if you video record everything, if someone tries to bribe you, someone tries to extort money from you or blackmail you, they will not get away with it. We had that happen just last year, where somebody tried to blackmail us for money in the band. And it didn't work because I then just said to the person that you do realize that we record everything and everything you said that night is all recorded. Never heard from her again. Wonderful.
The only thing you can say about us is, oh, Q smokes weed. Like,
but yeah, we'll talk about it more, but that's a basic primer on where Record Everything came from and how useful it's been to us, how useful it would be to you. I was actually at a dinner function not that long ago, and I was talking to a lady who actually worked at a TV station, and her husband was a cameraman for her, and her daughter was there. And, she's about 19, going on dates and that sort of stuff. And I was talking to her about the Record Everything campaign. She thought it was fantastic. I was talking to her daughter about it, and her daughter's just eyes lit up. She was like, "That's amazing. I'd never thought of that." And I said, "Yeah, when you go on a date with a dude, just tell him up front, hey, is it all right if I keep a recording of this in the background? Nothing's going to happen, but it's the first time we've met. No problem." She's just prevented something from happening if it ever was going to, and just keeps everybody safe. And then on the flip side, say if the girl's a little unscrupulous and she thinks, oh, this guy's got a couple bucks, I'm going to talk some bullshit story at the end of this night. If the guy's got a recording, he can then protect himself. So when she says, oh, this happened at this time, it's like, well, let's go back to the recording and see. Wait a minute, that didn't happen. You're a liar. So it becomes really useful from both sides of the coin, being able to protect themselves. So
then also, what I love about this movement as well is that if you were on a date with a guy who is not got good intentions, and you say, "Oh yeah, do you mind if I record it?" It's like he's not
yeah. So it has a
not gonna hurt
preventative
you.
effect as well.
So it protects you.